If your age is around 20 years old and if you can save rupees 500 every month just by cutting down your monthly expenses a little bit, avoiding a frequent visit to KFC Domino's with your friends or Inox PVR to watch movies, then with that little savings also, one day you can also become a crorepati. Sounds impossible? Do you want to know how? By investing in the share market. But bro, I heard investing money in share market is like gambling. So many people lose their money on the share market. No, bank is okay for me. Wizard of investment, the world's third richest person, Warren Buffett used to call Benjamin Graham as his guru in investing. Before reading the book The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, I also used to think like you. And if you are an old subscriber of this channel, then I hope you have faith in me that I will never suggest you gamble with your money. Maximum people don't want to invest in the share market because of the risk of losing money. How to make that risk almost zero and how to become a crorepati by investing in share market even if you have almost zero knowledge about it, this is what I am going to share with you in this video. And if you talk about savings account in your bank, then let me ask you, do you know that by using your money, day by day the bank is getting richer, but you are getting poorer? How? In India, the inflation rate is around 6% on average, which means things that you can buy today with rupees 100, after 1 year, that same amount of things will cost you 106 rupees. But what is the interest rate in the bank's savings account? 4%. That means today if you deposit 100 rupees to the bank, then after 1 year, bank will return you 104 rupees. So you will lose 2 rupees. On the other side, the bank will give someone yours that 100 rupees as a loan at 12% interest rate. So after 1 year, that person will have to return 112 rupees to the bank. From that 112 rupees, bank will return you 104 rupees. So using your 100 rupees, the bank will make a profit of 8 rupees, but you will bear a loss of 2 rupees. So day by day, the bank will become richer and you will become poorer. Now let's talk about the share market. What is the share market? How does it function? Suppose you are the owner of a company. Now you want to invest in your business by borrowing money from the public. You can do so by listing your company on the share market. Now suppose the current total value of your company is 100 rupees. So you divide your whole company into 100 units. So 1 rupee per unit. Now if someone comes to share market and buy 10 units of your company with 10 rupees, then that person will become 10% owner of your company. So in future, if your company's value gets increased to 1000 rupees, then that person will get 10% of 1000 rupees, that is 100 rupees. So he will get 100 rupees by investing 10 rupees only. So he will make a profit of 90 rupees. But suppose your company starts to run in loss and its future value will become 10 rupees, then that person will get 10% of 10 rupees, that is 1 rupee only. So he will have to bear a loss of 9 rupees. So if you decide to invest in the share market, you will want to invest in only those companies whose future value will be much higher than its current value. Because only then you can make a profit, otherwise you have to bear the loss. So to choose the right company among those thousands of companies in the share market is a very big risk. So how to minimize that risk? One of the ways to minimize that risk is mutual funds. Which company will run on a profit or loss in the future can be better predicted by an economist or a share market expert than normal people like me and you. Now suppose me, you and thousands of people like us together create a fund. That is called a mutual fund. And there is a share market expert who is appointed as the fund manager. The job of this fund manager is to exercise his expertise and predict which companies will run into profit in future and invest our money only in those companies by dividing into small chunks. So basically the fund manager will do the work of finding out the right company for people like me and you, and in return he will take a very little percentage, maybe 1 or 2% from the total profit as his salary. So you will just give your money and then doing the required research and time to time investing in those companies accordingly. All of these services will be done by the fund manager. As he is an expert of share market, you can trust his expertise. Also, as his earning is depending on the total profit, so he will always want to maximize the profit of fund. Because the more profit you will earn, more will the fund manager also earn. So you can say it is a very good option. But here the problem is, no matter how expert may be your fund manager, he or she can never predict the future with 100% guarantee. So your fund manager's predictions can also go wrong. So that is also a risk. Now how to minimize that risk? One of the ways to do so is an index fund. We have two indexes in our Indian share market, Nifty and Sensex. The Nifty index indicates the current top 50 companies in India and the Sensex index indicates the top 35 companies in India. So if you invest in an index fund, then your money will be invested in only those top companies that are indicated by that index. Most importantly, this index is not fixed. If any company is running in loss continually, then that company loses its position from the index and a new company which is currently running in profit makes its position in the index, and accordingly your money gets also transferred from the loss running company to the new profit running company. So basically when you invest in an index fund, you don't invest in any particular company. Instead, you invest in Indian economy. The rate at which the Indian economy will grow, your return will be at the same rate. In 1979, when the index was started, if someone had invested just 100 rupees in any Sensex index fund, then by today, that 100 rupees would have become 39,000 rupees. 390 times in 40 years. If I convert it into a percentage, then from its inception, Sensex has an average return of 17% CAGR. And as this rate is depending on our country's economy or GDP, so it is not possible to fluctuate very high amount in a short period. Still, if I suppose that in the next 40 years, this rate will come down by 2%, then at 15% CAGR, if your age is around 20 today, and right from today, if you start investing 500 rupees per month in any Sensex index fund, then after 40 years, you will get 1.5 crore rupees. You don't need any advanced knowledge about the share market, nor there is any need for doing any research and finding out the right mutual fund. On the other hand, the risk is almost zero because it is depending upon the GDP of our country, and no matter what happens, a country's GDP can never become zero or fluctuate a very high number in short time. The only thing you need to do is to cut down your expenses a little bit to save 500 rupees every month and invest it. And this method is not invented by me. Benjamin Graham in his book The Intelligent Investor has recommended this method as the best method for a know-nothing investor who had not at all any knowledge about the share market. If you want to know in more details, you can buy the book by following the link given below in the description.